Hey everyone, Linda here again with you from Gumnut Lane Jewellery. This week another link, and I think you're really going to like this one. It's something a little bit different from what I consider what I normally do, because it's a little bit on the very ornate, well not very, but ornate side. So this is the link that we're going to be making here. You can make them in different sizes. This one's just a tad smaller. You could go down as small as what you can possibly manage to make, I think. Yeah, so this is our little guide, and if you'd like to learn how to make this link, then just stay with me. I'll grab all my supplies together and we'll get going on it. Okay, I've got my 18 gauge wire. I've flush cut the end of this. I'm working off the spool for this one. If you wanted to work off the spool, just measure out about 14 centimeters. Should be okay. So I'm going to measure in 6 centimeters here, which I think is roughly about 2.5 inches, if I'm right. And I'm coming in with the largest mandrel on my plier, and I'm placing that on that mark. And I'm going to wrap that wire around, oops, the largest one I said. Wrap that wire around and bring that wire up over the top of the other wire, like that. Take my plier off, just bring out a bit more wire. And I'm going to place my mandrel back in with the largest mandrel that we used on this side now. And I'm going to bring my wire around and underneath this wire. And you'll only get it so far, and you'll have to take your mandrel out. Pop your mandrel back in and finish that loop around like that. Now, cut your wire on the other side. I'm just going to eyeball this, but roughly the same distance. And this is what it should be looking like. Okay, from here I'm going to grab my block and metal hammer. You can, now if you don't want to change the shape of it, you can just use your rubber hammer on this, but I suggest making sure that you do that just to strengthen these loops on the end. So I'm turning it upside down, and I'm just going to hammer. And I'm just hammering the top curve of this wire, just, oops, come here, just like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, just move that wire out of the way a bit. Okay, just gives it a nice shape and a nice reflection, I think. But as I said, you don't have to do that. You can just use your rubber hammer if you like. Okay, from here I'm going to grab my, oops, grabbing 2 pair of pliers at the same time there. Get back on there. My 6-step mandrel again. And I'm just going to use a smaller mandrel. It doesn't really sort of matter which one you use. It doesn't make that much difference. Just to hold that there on the end. And I'm going to bring this wire around a bit. Just maneuver my pliers, bring it around a bit more. I'm just doing this slowly because I just want a gentle curve, and I'm keeping my eye on that curve. Actually, I might use a smaller one in there. I think that might work better. Actually, this is how I did it, like that. I remember now. So I'm just using the smaller one, and I'm putting it in the whole loop, the whole component in between the oh, you know what I mean. You can see what I mean. Gosh. You can hear that noise in the background. That's wind. We've got a very windy day here today. Yeah, so I just want it to look like that. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just bring that up a little bit with your fingers to start with. Pop that in there and bring that one over. Yep, that's looking pretty good. So from here I'm going to grab my other 6-step mandrel because I want to use the really, the smallest one that I have here. I'm going to lift this up a little bit away from the frame. Grab hold of that. And bring it around, making a loop. Just move the other wire out of the way if it gets in your way. And I'm going to grab that and I'm going to twist it up. Trying to get in as nice a loop as I can possibly get. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other end. So we're just going to lift it up a little bit so we can get in there. Grab that there and bring this wire around. And then just get in there and tighten that loop up. Just like that. Just check and see if they're roughly the same size. Mine look pretty good. Oh, I got a bit of a dent in my wire there. Anyway, I'll fix that up later. It's not a problem. So now I'm just going to flatten those. We'll do a bit more flattening later, but just to make it easier to work with, just going to flatten those there like that. Okay, then we're going to center those as much as we can. And I'm going to need my cutters. And cut up what I think I need. If you're unsure, always leave a little bit more. You can always cut more off, but you can't add it back in. And I'm going to grab my pliers, and I'm using the smallest one again. I'm going to bring that down into a loop like that. And that one's a little bit long, which I had a feeling it would be. Anyway, but that's a good opportunity to show you how to fix it. So just cut a little bit of that loop off in the middle there. Reinsert your pliers and close that up. Give it a straighten. I think it's still a little bit too long. Close it up. Yeah, that looks better. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other end. So I think that should be plenty. And then close this loop up. That one's a little bit big as well. I'm not having much luck with this today, am I? Must have something to do with the wind. You know, wind makes kids go crazy on. Give them a glass of red cordial and a windy day and they're off. No stopping them. Okay. I'm just going to check that and just see if they, you know, if these loops are even, and if they're not, just bend them back, just like that. This one a little bit more. Just make sure you hold your frame when you do this, hold it firm and bend it back. That looks pretty good to me, and I'm just going to grab my bench block and my rubber hammer one more time And I'm hammering on the back first. And then I'm going to give it a hammer on the front as well. Flatten that loop down. Like that. Put those away. And give it one final check just to see if anything moved. Which mine did a little bit, but that looks pretty good to me now. And then I just like to give it, you'll find that it's like it's really flat, and you just want a little bit of a curve on it. So I'm going to grab hold of each end of these like that with thumb and forefinger on both hands, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of a bend. Not much, just slightly. Just a little slight curve, if you can see the difference there now, which will make it sit much nicer against your chest when you're wearing it. So that's our link for this week. I think it's lovely. It's ornate without being over the top ornate. And, you know, break it up with some chain and whatever, which I'll show you in a moment when we come back, a chain that I've put together. And I think you'd have, you know, pair of earrings. Wow. You can just do so much with this bracelet. Look at that. If I was going to do this one, because I don't like really fine jewellery, I would probably use a 16 gauge. And if I was using a 16 gauge, I would definitely anneal it first. But to make a bigger one there, and then you could probably, you know, do some smaller ones around if you want to, or some beads on it, you know, whatever you come up with. Anyway, when we come back, I'll show you a chain that I put together to hopefully help you get some inspiration. Okay, back with you, and here is a chain that I put together using the link that we did today. So it's what I would class as a reasonably plain chain because it doesn't have any beads or anything like that in it, but I still think it's really beautiful and very effective. You could like really dress this up by adding in something like this. So you could wear them together. Now I know this one's different to anything on there, but that, to me, that doesn't matter. So I've used this link and I've made a focal here for a pendant. These are some beautiful zoltanite beads, some bracelet drops, and some rondelles that I've just put in there. And I just love zoltanite. It changes colour depending on the light. Like, I don't know what colour it looks like to you on screen there, but at the moment it's green, and it changes to an amber and into a pink, which is it's very much like alexandrite that changes colour, and so does the zoltanite. So I could see me wearing something like this as a set, and hopefully you could see yourself wearing something like that as a set as well. As I said, you can make them into earrings. We've got the I haven't put anything together now. If I make a pair of earrings, which I may do, I will post them on my Facebook group. I just want to do something a little bit different, and I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that yet. But as I said, you could just put them like that and make a pair of earrings yourself. Talking about the Facebook group, I will leave a link down the bottom. We've got like 480 members there now. It's a private group, so it's a very safe group. If you'd like to join, it's free to do so. There are questions and rules that you need to say, like answer the questions and say yes to the rules before I'll allow you to join, and that's just to keep the group a safe group. People post their work there. I post a lot of my work there, especially a lot of work that I don't do on YouTube. When I have a piece that I've done something different, I'll post it on there to give inspiration. That's what the Facebook group is all about, inspiration. It's a lovely community, people helping each other and boosting each other up. So if you'd like to join, down below is the link to do that. I think that's all I've got to say. So I will catch you all next week. Everybody have a good one, and go out there and make something beautiful. Bye, guys.